What do you call a dog that can do magic? A labracadabrador. Welcome back to YouTube, everybody, and it's another Alphastar cast here on Base Trade TV. A very chatty fellow here. Hi, hello, good luck. Hi, good luck, have fun. Spawning in the bottom right. Shares a name with an Avenger. It is the ever so sexy Red Zerg, the mechanical Blackwidow. Their opponent to the top left. The unsuspecting AI. It's the blue Terran Alphastar. I guess there's that iteration here. If those of you who watch this video don't know how this worked, to play against Alphastar, you had to opt in. And then beyond that point, it's totally random. You don't get to choose to play against Alphastar or anything of the like. And it's funny that I guess Blackwidow was specifically looking for an Alphastar game, but got no response from our Terran, who we believe to be Alphastar. Quick bells and whistles check, though. Control groups for the Zerg, check. There should be no control groups for the Terran, check. APM versus EPM. Looking pretty convincing here. I know for the Zerg one that we had done a video or so ago, it was a little confusing because it didn't quite match, but for the Terran, it's dead even. For context here, if you guys look at the red Zerg or confirmed human, it's pretty much impossible to make these numbers match most of the time. So there's your checks. Sorry, the sound muted apparently this whole time too. But anyways, Blackwidow, our human, taken on and specifically hunting Alphastar, doesn't know what to expect out of this. Because, of course, going on the ladder as a barcode, I add the Alphastar name here in production, but it's a barcode to everybody else who gets to watch it. And, well, it's going to be a Reaper first, Command Center. And one thing we've known out of Alphastar, having cast several and many of the Terran versions of its gameplay now, is it plays the early game pretty normally. A Reaper, it does a little bit of micro, but doesn't over-dedicate. Beyond that, it goes for just Marine Tank, and its Marine Tank play has been fantastic. Probably the most impressive of all, but we'll see if it holds strong here. It's another King's Cove map after all. Luckily, while the intro to the map has Immortals on it, this game has no Protoss within it. So just straight up Terran versus Zerg. Now we should note once more, this is one of the original Alphastars. This came from probably the month of either July or August, if I had to guess. Oh, Reaper taking some shots there. Not going to die to these lings, but should also note, it's not really a fast speed timing coming out of Blackwidow. It's a very different way to do the gas, but more to the point, doesn't have speed started at 100 gas. So either distracted by the Reaper successfully or intending not to go gas this game. If you take 2 gases like this, you know, it's not so bad. Leave the drones a little bit low so you can keep your income through the minerals high and saturate your bases up as fast as possible. But the fact that there's no Ling speed on the way leads me highly to believe that this will be a roach game out of our Zerg. The Overlords are also in very peculiar spots. I highlight this because, yeah, it's a roach one as expected. If we see a layer start up in the near future, these Overlords might just be so off the beaten path to 100% guarantee that they don't get killed. That way, if it, yep, it's a layer, and if I had to bet money on this game without knowing, I would say it's probably a Nidus Worm. Now, this might just be total coincidence, but like the only reason I can fathom why you would leave the Overlords off to the side like this is just so that you guarantee there's no like lifting up of the barracks to kill your Overlord, to kill your vision, so you can't place a Nidus Worm down. Not to mention, Nidus Worms, at the time of this game being played out, kind of flavor of the month. Hell, even now in real time, they're still pretty favored in a lot of these matchups, but we'll wait to see. I could be wrong on this one. It might just be Roach Speed, although I feel very strongly it won't be. There's a Banshee coming out of our barcode, Alphastar. Banshee harassment has been one of the staple, most impressive things about watching Alphastar. I like to gush about the tanks. I like to joke about the tanks getting stuck in the main bases, but never really enough credit to the Banshee play, because the Banshee play doesn't come in and kill 40 drones like an Oracle might, but it distracts really well, and human players don't do well with being distracted. And just gonna pretend like I've cast a game of Starcraft before. Granted, none of these timings are like perfect, and this is a different way to go about doing a Nidus Worm, but it is a Nidus Worm coming to Blackwidow. Ravager's pre-built, ready to go in, and by the looks of it, probably going to hit the main base. Yep, that Overlord starts scooching pretty much right away. This Overlord also going to move in position. I mean, the key thing about using a Nidus Worm, with its only 50 mineral, 50 gas cost, you put one in the main, maybe it gets dealt with, you immediately put another one in the natural though, and the idea is you want to bounce back and forth between locations, and the idea is the Terran player can't quite keep up with you. But at the same time, oh no, with everything evacuated, this leaves a whole huge opening. And oh, while there's not many drones alive to fry, that means what few die are also more valuable. So these Hellions are going to get quite a few drone kills. Pretty much every drone of the naturals here going to die. Not great. Ravage is popping out again to block the ramp, but we do have that Nidus Worm on the other side of the field, and units have already spilled out of it. Queens, Roaches, and Ravagers looking to move forward and do some damage. Banshee's here, but Cloak is not done. No Cloaks. Oh, it's so close to being done, but the Banshee gets sniped out of the sky. Another Nidus Worm coming to reinforce the first one. These Hellions could try and kill all the drones and then maybe force us into a base trade, but to be honest, I don't know if that'll be the case or not. Hammering away on the command center. Alphastar not lifting this, but also maybe doesn't know to lift it. It's got 3 CCs, though, so, I mean, there's technically recoverable options from this. 2 Nidus Worms, but also 2 bunkers. Banshee should have Cloak now, but there's an Overseer for Blackwidow, so Cloak won't save the day in this case. In fact, that Banshee shot right out of the sky. Another Nidus Worm coming down directly in the face of this bunker, but there's only Marines. There's no tank. There's actually not enough damage to pierce through the thick armor, that 3 armor that the Nidus Worm gets whilst unburrowing. So I do fear for our Alphastar in this case. Blackwidow coming in, double knight. Oh, double corrosive biles also going to take out the bunker. No repairs. SCV's pulled. Tank up on the high ground. Banshee shelling away. But this might be too much. I mean, at the same time, there's only 14 workers for Blackwidow on the other side of the map. But there's no production. Anything that gets built out of the 3 production facilities up here is going to be killed and camped upon immediately. So, while corrosive biles rain down from above once again, the command centers are floating. I didn't know Alphastar had it in him, or her in this case, to float to the corners of the map and delay the GG, but this game is, well, it's over. There's no recovery from this. But I guess a tank, a Banshee, and a Dream, right? Tank goes down. Another instance where it gets deleted. I'm wondering if that's a bug with replays, although I've seen that a couple times in live casts as well, so I don't know. But units just disappearing instead of dying with explosions and guts, it always catches me a little off guard. Oh, it looks like Blackwidow knew! Oh my god, another ninja base. Alphastar has been doing ninja bases, which I find hilarious. But GG's get called. Blackwidow takes the game. And I'm going to sprinkle in some dead space here to avoid the spoilers. So thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe, like, leave a comment, all that good YouTubey stuff. And I'll see you for the next cast.